The landscape of social media is constantly evolving, and in the age of Facebook and Twitter, image is everything. Here to discuss the ways of managing a professional image on social media is American University PhD student Faith Jegede. Faith studies focus on identity representation and privacy in the millennial social entrepreneurship. Welcome so much, Faith. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. So let's just start with the sort of obvious. Facebook, Twitter, social media platforms, they're an effortless way to start expressing yourself online. If I had a thought, an opinion, I missed the bus, I'm going to look to my phone and say everyone needs to know about this, right? So where do we start to draw the line with what's okay to put online, specifically Facebook being a really big hub for social media, and when do we start sort of thinking about dialing certain things back?
Yeah, so our culture is becoming more accustomed to sharing the most intimate pieces of our lives online. And the problem is the internet is unforgiving and it's unforgettable. For me, there are 3 rules when posting content online. So it's 3 people you should think about. Is this piece of content going to please my parents? i.e. someone who you have high respect for. And this will help you to avoid posting things that may compromise your dignity. The second thing, is this going to, would I post this for my future children? Would I show my future children what I've posted? And this will help you determine whether this content is something that is aligned with your values and also something that you would be proud to see in 10 years. Finally, is this something I would want my boss seeing? And this will help you determine if this is in alignment with your professional advancement, with your career, with your job prospects, and really helping you to determine what is questionable content.
Yes, and we're going to go ahead and put those tips up so you can see Faith's kind of big pinpoints there.
So I actually had a recent experience where a former boss of mine unfollowed me on Instagram because I posted too many memes. Are there some things that you think overdo it too much? I mean, memes, they make me laugh personally, but I've dialed it back a bit. Have you had any experience with that?
Yeah, I've gone from both extremes, to be honest. I used to be an avid poster of anything that came to my mind, and I've gone also to the point of not posting, which are both quite bad in this day and age, because we need to be present online, but not present in a way that is compromising to our identity and our narrative, because everything we do online contributes to a story that we are telling about ourselves.
So let's go back about those tips that you were saying, and specifically the last one about your boss. And we're going to go ahead and start putting those up for the viewers to see. So being intentional with your content online, if you have, say, someone who's looking for, I'm applying for jobs, if there are my applications out there, how realistic is it that your bosses or your HR departments are, scrubbing online looking for this one specific applicant's, photo with a red Solo cup, so to speak?
They may not be necessarily looking for a red Solo cup, but they are definitely Googling you. Statistics says that up to 90% of employers all check their future employees' social media accounts. So you will be searched. So it's best to have, whether it's a LinkedIn profile, a professional presence online that is quite high up in your search engine results when someone puts in your name. And you want to be in control of your story. So if you have a personal website, that's fantastic. You're able to put your content on there, be in control of what you are trying to tell about yourself, and give your employers an opportunity to see you in your best light.
So I know that a couple of people try to skirt around, being found and being able to still express their opinions by having more than one account. So people have, 2 Twitter accounts, secret Tumblr accounts. Would you recommend that?
Not all. So 7 to 10 years ago, when social media really started to boom, lots of people had multiple social identities. So you had your friends and family on Facebook, you had your professional network on LinkedIn, and you had the people you wanted to be friends with on Twitter. But now everything is converging. Social media platforms, you are in between Twitter and Facebook, they are linked now. So it is best to have a consistent narrative of who you are portraying yourself to be. And most successful social media users have that narrative, but just have different aspects of themselves. So yes, you're still Alexis, but Alexis in a professional light. So it's best to be consistent with your image, but also acknowledge that, you know, you're a holistic character as well, and there are many different sides to you.
Right. So let's go to your second tip about Googling yourself. Now, I have a very uncommon last name, so when I Googled myself, I was very startled to see what came up, you know, pictures of me. And so when people are kind of not even just necessarily applying for jobs, but going in that professional light, what would you say is the best way to make sure that the LinkedIns, those really common sort of neutral platforms of social media, stay up while we keep maybe personal blogs, you know, that one sort of rant, kind of a little bit edged off or kind of away from those top search results?
What's best, what's good is the fact that LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, those profiles will come up first on your search engine results. And if you do have an uncommon last name like yourself or like me, it works in our favor because we're in control of what is being said about us. But if you have a name like John Smith, you have no idea what kind of things may come up on that person's profile. And so you've got to try and just continually put out content that is in your favor.
Right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Jegede. Faith Jegede, excuse me, there we go. See, we got to make sure we have those names right. Absolutely. So we'll definitely take notes of these tips. And when we're moving on, thank you so much for joining us for District Wire Entertainment.
And have a great week, everyone.